My name is Miss Polina, and I'm one of the counselors here at Golden Gate High School. I know that you're really excited about coming up to high school next year, and we are very excited to have you here. So let's go over some of the important information that you're going to need to know to choose your classes and all about the information that you're going to need to be in high school. First thing, you have your pink sheets in front of you. These are going to be the courses that you get to choose. However, a lot of this is going to be based on your graduation requirements. Just so that you know, in order for you to graduate in 4 years, you're going to need to have a total of 24 credits. 4 of those have to be in the English language arts area. 3 have to be in science. 1 of those science need to be biology. 4 maths. They must include algebra and geometry. And you also need 3 social studies. Now, some industry certifications that we'll talk about later may be able to help with some math and science requirements, but that won't be determined until you're probably a junior or senior. You also need to have a fine and performing arts credit. You need to take HOPE class, which is your PE health class, and you need to have an online course. In addition to those requirements, you have to pass your algebra EOC. That's what took the place of the old math FCAT. You have to pass the FCAT reading, and you have to have a minimum GPA of a 2.0. That's equivalent to a C. When you get your diploma, in 4 years, you'll have some different options to consider. One will be a scholar's designation. So for those of you that are thinking about honors classes and AP classes eventually, that's a designation you can work for. And there's also a merit designation, which has to do with industry certifications. And joining an academy early on is what's going to help you to get that designation and be industry certified in an area. So let's go on to our course selection sheet. First, I want you to take a look at the first side that has 3 columns. You'll notice that academics are not listed on there. Well, that's because your academic teachers that you currently have are going to be recommending you for courses. So if you're sitting in an advanced class right now or an honors level course, then those teachers are going to recommend you based on how you're scoring. And in some cases, the classes will be dictated by your FCAT scores that we will get probably in June or July. But the electives are what you get to choose. So let's start with the left-hand side of your elective sheet. If you go right down there, you'll see some English electives, including drama and journalism. If you're interested in those areas, you can circle that. Foreign languages. Some of you may be taking Spanish right now. If you are taking Spanish, you'll want to talk with your Spanish teacher to see which class you would or should go into for next year. If you are not taking a language, then Mr. Altruda, our ELL and our foreign language department chairperson, will be getting some tests, some placement tests to your school counselor to determine which course you're going to be sitting in next year in our school. Keep in mind that a foreign language or a world language is not required to graduate with a diploma. However, it is required for Bright Futures scholarships, and it is required for admissions to a 4-year college or university. So although you don't need it for graduation, it's very important to make sure that you take a foreign language if you're interested in going to college. Okay, further down on the left-hand side is JROTC. That's your leadership training. So you'll want to sign up for that if you're interested. There are a couple social studies electives, AP Human Geography and ACE Geography. Those are very advanced college level courses. So your teacher would need to recommend and approve those courses if that's something you're interested in. And then there's also PE. So if you look down at PE, you'll see weight training. The weight training is really designed for our students that are athletes. If you are not an athlete and you just like the general PE options, you can circle one of those. But keep in mind that as a freshman, you have to take HOPE, either online or in the classroom. Now look over at the very right-hand side of your sheet, where it says Fine Arts Electives. Remember, I told you you have to have a fine arts credit in order to graduate. So some of those fine arts credits can be met in music, which would be band, orchestra, or chorus. And you can certainly talk with your band director, your orchestra director, or your chorus director now to determine what you should go into. But for the most part, as a freshman, you're going to be in Band 1, Orchestra 1, or Chorus 1. Keep in mind, in band, there are outside obligations, especially in marching band season, with practices in the evening and games on Friday nights. Also, there are some evening performances for your chorus and your orchestra. Not as many as band, though, but it is a lot of fun and definitely a good way to get involved in your 9th grade year. So circle any of those if you're interested. Now let's look at the middle column. The middle column is our academies, and the academies are something that are really exciting and definitely you would want to join as a freshman. The first one is the Academy of Engineering, and that's new across the county this year. If you like design, architecture, engineering, or anything like that, you're kind of math and science oriented, then I think the Academy of Engineering is going to be a great fit for you. Intro to Engineering would be the class you would take for your first course in that sequence. The second academy you see is Medical Academy. The first course in that is Health Science 2. If you already are at a middle school that offers this, you would want to sign up for the next course in the sequence, and you would want to talk with your specific counselor, and we can tell you what class to get into. Hospitality and Tourism Academy. That's culinary arts. So if you like culinary arts, you definitely want to join that academy. They are very busy, and it's a lot of fun. Information Technology Academy. Your first course in that sequence is Intro to Info Technology and Computing for College and Careers. Those will then get you all set up to go into digital design. Remember, in these academies, as you move along, you'll be able to take what's called industry certification tests, and you will be able to get college credit and sometimes even get out of taking certain classes in your first or 1 or 2 years of college that are already accomplished by having that industry certification. Plus, it allows you the ability to go out into the job market right after high school with these certifications and get a pretty decent job. So it's a very nice thing and valuable to have. The other academy we have is our Teacher Academy. So if you're interested in working with children, think about the Teacher Assisting 1 class. Okay, moving down to Fine Arts, we have Art. Art 2, 2D studio art is a prerequisite before you take any other arts with the exception of ceramics. So if you're interested in art, you definitely want to start out with Studio Art 2D. And then there's TV production. Do you like making the news every day? Do you want to be in front of a camera? Do you like interviewing people and speaking? Then that would be a great class to take. In fact, I'm sitting in the TV production room right now with a green screen, so it's a lot of fun and you would definitely enjoy this class. Okay, now that we've covered that sheet, what I want you to do is circle your top 5 choices, the top 5 that interest you. Then, once you have this top 5 circled, you want to turn your pink sheet over. Okay, make sure you write your name and your student number on the top right hand of that sheet. After that, on the left-hand side at the top, write in your handwriting, your top 4 choices of electives from this back sheet. Make sure you put them in order of priority. That means put the one that you really want the most first, the one that you want second, and so on. But we want the top 4. Then check off if you want a music an option, or we also want you to indicate which academy you're interested in. Okay, I think that covers everything we need here. You don't need to fill out anything at the bottom, but think this over, talk about it with your family, talk about it with your friends, and definitely talk about it with your teachers. This pink sheet is due back to your school counselor a week from today. The day after that, they're going to be getting it to us. As with everything else in high school, we stamp these. If they come in late, we cannot guarantee that you're going to get one of your choices. If you want to get one of your choices, please make sure you abide by the deadlines, because the majority of students do, and we want to be able to give you the classes that you like. A couple important dates, or actually one important date to remember, is February 27th. That Thursday night at 6 o'clock, we have an advanced studies meeting in the auditorium. That will be for your parents and you if you're interested in AP, ACE, and dual enrollment classes as you move along through high school. Also, after that, at 7 o'clock, is our general 8th grade parent night. You definitely want to come to that so your parents can see the presentation, get information about all the requirements that you are going to need to graduate and everything that you need to know to enter high school next year. On the 28th, you're going to be coming out to Golden Gate High School to see our campus, and you'll get to walk around and see what great school we have. So we are really looking forward to having you here next year, and we can't wait to meet all of you.